Things must be going okay.
Well, I don't know if they're going okay, but I think she wants her son, my son, or to kind of get in the middle of it.
That's unfortunate.
Well, the only thing about that is he's doing a lot of work to come out with something that's not going, not going to work. I mean, he's really trying to be as nice to his mother as he can. We're going to have a session. We had one yesterday.
Well, you know, when she called you a narcissist and then told me she wanted you out of the house, I thought that's kind of the pot calling the kettle black.
Well, I thought that was good too, but the thing about it that is my son, he understands kind of the situation, but he's kind of trying to be as nice as he
This
can.
one's looking better. I don't know if it's measuring better yet, but boy, it looks good.
I think it's
It's about the same. Both of them measure pretty much.
We use Prisma and the back, is that right?
The backs, they're on, they've been on.
Okay.
And
Did
we
they
got,
send it where we can change it, or are they doing all the
yeah,
changes?
no, we
No,
sent
they sent.
this stuff, I got them lined up.
Well, my feeling is I know you don't like the back, and I know you don't like living there. So you might as well endure both of those at the same time, while you have some help available to you.
Well, this lady that
Because
did
they
the
will
last one did.
then speed up the healing process.
Well, she did a good job. I mean, there's some people. Maybe it's me, or maybe it's them, but we didn't have any. I didn't have anything to stop the thing this time. And that's real unusual. I mean, if it was just real simple deal. But she was kind of. I really didn't expect a whole lot out of her, but she's really good. I mean,
I'm glad.
well.
You know, it doesn't take a degree to do this stuff. It takes experience.
Yeah, well,
And some of the best people in wound care can be people with the fewest letters behind their name.
I know it. And she's really.
They just learned it and they do it. Lift up.
Okay.
And that's why I always said the most important words in wound care were yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, you know, you gotta honor experience.
Well, I do, and that's kind of where I come from. I don't.
This
yeah.
looks better too.
Well,
I would say stay the course on the wound care. Your social situation, that is a dilemma. Y'all are gonna have to figure that out.
Well, the problem.
And the players are you, and you just have one son,
Yeah, and one daughter, and she can't.
and your daughter is ill.
She's ill, but she's talking to me better because I don't know whether her voice got kind of messed up there for a while, but she had to have some additional blood, and I don't know, maybe they're going to get into their second session. I think once she gets into a routine there, it's going to be. But the assisted living thing is.
What are we doing for compression? We doing some tubey grip or something?
I don't think they had anything.
I would use tubey grip if possible.
Okay.
If you're not able to, you're not able to.
Well, the assisted living people, they don't like vax at all. I mean,
well, my view is,
well,
if you can get home health and they'll provide your meals and you have a wheelchair and you get to them from the dining room and you're not bothering them, they can live with the back.
Is that right?
You're right, but
You'd be amazed. They even come and visit me the other day, and I got this video from this lady, the occupational therapy, just bragged up everything I was doing there, how good I was doing, and I did it in front of her because she didn't want to just hear anybody, and I put everything on and went to the restroom and come back out and the whole 9 yards. You know, I mean, I think sometimes
you did all your activities of daily living. You can
yeah.
clean yourself, bathe yourself, brush your teeth, comb your hair, go eat, come back. You can do all that.
Yeah, and
utilizing the wheelchair.
Yeah, and then
that is one cool wheelchair you have.
Well, I know that's a fast one. The other one's a slower one. But I got two. This one has.
I've never seen an electric one like that.
Well, it's a Chinese. They know about artificial intelligence. We've got we kind of mess up on that sometimes. But it's a cheapie. I mean, it's 800 or less. I don't know. And this one, there's another one that's 37 pound, and this is a little heavier than that. This is about 50 or 60. So this is not one you're going to load up and take around. I go in the van. You know, they got that little van over there. But it's a really good deal. But you know, I was kind of talking about son. I said, well, you know, if you're going to do assisted, maybe his mom or my wife ought to be. They ought to be over there assisted. I mean, you can see where I'm going with that.
I don't think that it's unreasonable.
Yeah.
Your wife's not my patient, and I can't really make recommendations for her.
I know you can't.
But I feel like you got to protect yourself in this, and not be the one to make all the sacrifices.
Yeah, I think
because you're really doing okay, and this has improved markedly over the past week. You know, you had a little deficit when you'd stopped using the back, and now that tissue's filling back in. I would use the back. I would get healed. I think assisted living for a short time is reasonable. I mean, if you and your wife don't work it out, it's like I said, I don't know whether to talk to a financial planner, a counselor, a priest, or a lawyer.
Yeah, well.
But I guarantee you the lawyer's the most expensive of those.
Yeah, and you realize, and I you probably got filled in the lake. My son's CPA and a Duke lawyer. So you got two of those things, and then here I am.
Yeah, but he can't represent you and your wife when you're opposing each other.
I know, and I've gone
And
through.
that puts him in a really hard spot.
I know, and it's hard. I mean, I've looked at this a lot of ways because you know, when you're starting up a company, you put your wife in just for tax reasons. You sub S, you put her in stock and everything, and that's okay. But you don't make decisions later on that are best for the company because you're kind of stuck out there with a lot of things. I mean, the type of thing I did of getting into so many countries and doing what I did is consultancy. Well, you're one step away from doing this. Well, the one step had probably been moving somewhere, and I didn't want to move again, and she didn't either with the daughter that we were taking care of. It's a family decision, but now it's not a family decision. It's a little bit of my son and my wife, and I'm not saying they're ganging out, but there's a certain thing there that when you have Parkinson's in the background, there's always that thing of, well, you're physically and mentally not on the same level you once were. And I think in some ways that's why I did this little podcast, and I go out and talk to a lot of different people. I do it in a cognitive way, because I want to be a conversation, not a per se interview and read stuff and everything. So I've tried to document that for my neurologist and everybody else. Just say, for the purposes of Parkinson's, this is where I am and what I did. And I got a lot of those people that pretty, you know, Sid Moncrief or Craig O'Neill, just people that are celebrities that'll come do something because they've either got family or whatever. But by doing that, it kind of builds my reputation a little bit with other people. And I've got whammed a little bit, and you probably saw that, but from situations in the past, and I'm not saying I'm all together, but I've attempted to do stuff, and I'm kind of stuck out there.
I hope you and your wife can find a reasonable middle ground.
Yeah.
Someplace safe and comfortable for you to live, where your needs are met. Someplace safe and comfortable for your daughter and your wife who wants to take care of her.
Yeah. Well.
But I don't think it should be all one or all the other.
Yeah.
And
well, I think
it's really nice when people treat each other well. I wish that were a more common occurrence.
I understand that, and I think my son's kind of on that level too. But you got a daughter-in-law that really is great and doing things, and it's putting a lot of pressure on their family life too. you know, when my wife, you know, the first part of this was I was going to be disruptive if I was around because they've got all this planned out for my daughter-in-law and everything. Well, I lived down here in Little Rock. I did with UBS Financial Services for 7 years, and I fixed my meals, or I went out and got meals. And you know, it's almost like if you're there, they were going to have to wait on you. Well, if you've been down here, and when she came down, she, you know, it didn't bother me. She stayed over my son's house or whatever. The apartment was the great. It's a good place to work and just kind of work out of, and you did your thing. And I went back to on the weekend up to Harrison, and you know, we made it work, but it's expensive to try to keep two places going. But it would have been better if we'd moved back in that time and got all this other stuff going. But you got your friends up there, and she did. She got a real network. You can tell just her personality. And I'm kind of out there, a little bit of a nerd or a tech guy, and you know, I'm not going to have the same type of thing, and that's one of the reasons I kind of did the podcast. I want people to see me as a person, not all this other front, you know. So I've kind of built up a little different situation now. But as you can see, it doesn't necessarily go over with privacy and family. So I'm trying to keep it on the level.
Well, I'm glad you're getting the care you need for your foot at this time.
Yeah,
I want you to continue on the back as long as possible. If we can continue all the way to healing, that'd be great. I want you to remember that the wounds are not good to walk on until 6 weeks after the skin forms. That you've got
6 weeks after the skin forms.
Yeah, you got to take it easy and give them time to gain some strength.
Well, that's kind of like us.
Then you've got to be very limited in a progressive fashion of gradual increase.
Well, I was over there with you know, when we're doing the physical, you know, the exercises today, and you know, they're trying to do balancing things, and then, you know, that I can do a little bit of that, but the left and right he'll kind of keep you from doing much. I mean, he'll stand there. He'll
have
have
a high protein diet while you're doing that. Now, do you have Parkinson's?
Oh yeah.
And what is your prognosis? What does your neurologist tell you?
Well, it's a lower body type thing. It's not like you're going to see a lot of crepes and quivers.
Do you see Archer?
I see Romani, and I saw Dr. Dahl. In fact, he did a podcast with me because his dad has Parkinson's over in India. He's the head of the department over there, so I've got, I got
good doctors.
I've got the attention of the whole group there, and that's why it's kind of. But Dahl, I like him, but I like Romani.
Oh, never mind, I got it.
Romani's one kind of said, well, you got a problem. You know, he was doing these shots with Botox to kind of keep my feet going, and he said that wound there is bad, and I couldn't get my PCP to do anything at UMS, and the podiatrist sent me here. The podiatrist at UMS was the one that got me over here.
Is that Dr. Cohen?
Yeah, I think it is. And she was
excellent.
She said, I want to get you in immediately versus, I mean, that guy wouldn't even sleep, and I'm not, and that's why I changed over. There was another doctor at Vincent that's got
But,
enough.
you know, when you have a formal diagnosis of Parkinson's and you're having balance issues, those two are probably related.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to rely on your neurologist and your physical therapist and your occupational therapist in helping you do what you can, realizing that they are progressive diseases.
Yeah.
And that
You can just maintain, basically. You can't
always have a backup plan.
Yeah, well, I've gone through a whole bunch of different groups of people that I work with.
The main thing is your area between the ears still works.
Yeah.
That is the main component. of
That worries a lot of people too, though.
And surviving. That if your gray matter's working, you can listen, you can figure out what you have to do to survive.
But the conversation is that since he's got that, He doesn't need to be dry. You know, just a whole bunch of things. And I went down and took the test.
Well, that needs to come from your physicians. I'm not your
I know,
neurologist.
and I went
I'm
down.
not your eye doctor, but there's no reason once you heal these wounds and you're out of your protective footwear that you cannot drive.
Yeah.
You have to talk to your other doctors about that.
Well, I took the test, the statewide test, just at Baptist they have it for, just to show that, and I passed it,
Good.
and so you know I try to do the things that I can do to offset.
Don't give up in the face of opposition. I think it's way too early to send you to the hill. You know, I think you need to be active. You need to be engaged, and you need to heal these wounds up. So
Yeah.
you do need a period of taking it easy off your feet to heal the wounds.
Yeah.
But once they're healed, I think for your overall health, you still need to be very involved.
Well, I think so too. That's what everybody says, and I don't know. I meet a lot of people that, because of some reason or other, they kind of isolate themselves, and boy, they go down fast. I mean,
Engagement's everything.
yeah, and that's why I
I'm
tell
glad
people.
you're doing the podcast. I'll have to check them out.
Yeah,
someday.
you need to go over there sometime. You might show up there sometime.
I don't know. I'm pretty private.
Yeah, I know.
We don't want to record it out here either.
No.
What do we got?